Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncensored by Amy. I'm Amy, and welcome. Pull up a seat. Welcome. Pull up a seat. Get your popcorn. Get ready, because we're gonna do a workout story time. So I'm gonna go work out, and as I work out, I'm gonna tell you guys the story of how me and my siblings ended up in foster care. Alright, we're gonna tell the story, huh? It just got hard. It just got hard. So change your plans, but not change your plans. We're going to the other gym. It was just, I tried to do this gym because it was closer and yeah. I tried to do this gym because it was closer and it let me be some semblance of lazy. But I think everybody and their mama decided this is the time for them to work out too. So it just makes me feel a little awkward talking into the camera and all these people are there. But we're still gonna go with the story time. Now, just gonna walk to the next gym. So this is part of the workout. So when I was 8, getting ready to go to 9, I ended up in foster care. Some social workers and stuff came to the house and took us from my mom. So I guess I'm getting a bit ahead of myself now. So let's go roll back to the beginning. So I was born as a Haitian American. And so, really Haitian Dominican American, but I walk around and claim the Haitian side of me so much more. So I'm just gonna say what I represent as. But my mom, I'm first generation American. And so my mom had me here and she had my older brother already. And she had my 2 younger sisters. So that's 4 kids. Now, at some point when I was really young, my youngest sister ended up going to live with her dad. So, boom, it's just 3 kids. Now, we just got back from Haiti not too long ago. My brother had already been back a little while, a few years, but me and my sister had just got back. And in the process, when we got back, we didn't know that my mom was going through it, but we found out. Like, when I got back from Haiti, I couldn't speak any English. So, like, we spent a year and a half in Haiti and a year and a half in Dominican Republic with our family, right? So when I got back here, I couldn't speak any English. So I think because of that, I didn't know a lot of the stuff that was going on in the house or whatever. Also, I'm a kid, right? Who knows? But what I do know is that we're going to school sporadically. Very sporadically. And my mom's never home. Now, I'm under the impression, I'm 9, remember, I'm under the impression that she's at work. And because, like, my mom had, like, 3 jobs and, like, 4 houses she owned at any given time of her life. Like, or any given time of the life that I remember. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever. So, I'm thinking my mom was at work. Either way, whatever. We're not going to school. We're barely making it to school. My mom starts doing these, she's like having these depressive attacks where she's like in the bed all the time, not coming out of her room when she's not at work, and not buying groceries. Like, there wasn't really any food in the house, and it was just a lot. And then when she would leave to go to work, because she has like 3 jobs, she's leaving to go to work. She didn't leave us with anybody. And I guess she figured that my older brother was old enough to watch us, right? So at this point, he's just watching me and my younger sister. If I'm 9, he's like 3 to 4 years older than me on any given whatever. So he's what, 12. And he's definitely not a good babysitter. But he also had me to babysit, and I was a terror. So now, there were a lot of things happening in the house because, there's no grown-ups, which leads to dysfunction, essentially. My 12-year-old brother is left to watch us and keep us safe. Right. While he's doing that, he's also trying to make sure we're fed and good, pretty much. While all of this is going on, we're not going to school at all. A couple of times that I did go to school, I remember going to school with butter sandwiches. And it's not because we didn't have any food or my mom was like too poor to buy food, but more so because she wasn't home to make us anything and we could make butter sandwiches. I think that got to whoever the grown-ups were, whatever, and they were seeing. Also, at the time, what was happening was, so my mom was paranoid schizophrenic. And what was happening at the time was she would like wake up at night and decide that someone was coming to get us. And so, do you know those old little white Toyotas, the old school ones? I'll probably go ahead and insert a picture right here. But she had one of those. And she would make us wake up in the middle of the night, pack all 3 of her kids in the car, and we would drive around in the wee hours of the night while she ran away or got away from whoever it was that she felt like was watching the house. So with about a year of this, it went on for a while, right? Here we are. One day, the school sent us a note telling us to give this note to our mom. So I give the note to my mom. Now, while this is all happening, one day, we were locked out of the house, right? We were like, came home from school, we were locked out of the house. And so, okay guys, we're leaving the gym. And really we're leaving because we don't like the company. We don't like the company. So instead, we'll do a little walk. Even though I was in there, you can't tell, but I was in there about 45 minutes. So yeah, but I don't feel like I did everything that I needed to do. So we're gonna do a walk. Burn off whatever else. Even in the gym, look at these mushrooms. I'm not gonna touch them because I don't know if they're good or not. They're not poisonous, but look at the mushrooms. It's a few of them on the ground. Yeah, look at that. So, among a few things were happening. We weren't really being nourished. My mom was leaving us, and so that made us have to figure out how to do these things for ourselves, right? Like make food and make rice and beans and stuff. And you know, we're kids, we don't know what we're doing. We put the aluminum bowl in the microwave, pop that. Don't do that. My sister was trying to make her like a peanut butter sandwich. She loved peanut butter, and she broke the bowl, and the bowl sliced her till it almost sliced her whole index finger off. All this is happening. We have no supervision. We're just in the house trying to be great, not going to school. So they asked us to send a note to the house. We do. While this is all happening, one day my brother locked us out the house. And in the process of locking us out the house, he decided that the way to be able to get us back into the house was because he was going to go ahead and climb the roof and go through the window. Go through the bedroom window, right? Because the bedroom window was open, whatever. My mom's not coming home till like 1 o'clock at night or something. I remember it was like some ridiculous time and being like, why is she never home? Like in my mind, whatever. So now, here my brother goes. He climbs up there. While he's up there doing whatever he's doing, he makes it inside the house, right? And then when we get in the house is like trashed. It's like trashed, like somebody like was in the house or something like that. And so I'm like, oh, what happened, Danny? What happened to the house? What happened to the house? I know my younger sister is following my lead, so she's like, what happened? What happened? What happened to the house? What happened to the house? My brother tells us this elaborate scheme. Elaborate. He tells us that someone robbed the house. Yeah. So he tells us someone robbed the house. We're like, oh shit, someone robbed the house. We gotta tell mommy. Somebody robbed the house. All this stuff just happened, blah, 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 blah. My brother does not tell us. I'm just telling y'all this. Don't tell mommy. So we tell. We tell mommy. And in telling mommy calls the police. Because somebody robbed the house. That's what you do, right? She comes home early. She tells the police. She sees the house. Mind you, my mom is paranoid schizophrenic. This is the sunset that I get to see on my little walk. How precious is that? It's just precious. Precious. Police come to the house. They're like, hey, you guys, stay in one place. Like, stay on the first floor of the house. My mom was like, nothing looks like it was missing. So it doesn't like they took anything whenever they would have came through the house or whatever. So, yeah, they're like, just stay on the first floor. Everybody just stay on the first floor for the night. If nothing else happens, we'll get the report tomorrow. But as of right now, just, do your due diligence, stay on the first floor. So everybody's sleeping on the first floor tonight. Now, while we're sleeping on the first floor, something happens and the house catches on fire. The boiler is like so we're all sleeping. My younger sister wakes up to go use the bathroom. She uses the bathroom in the basement because we can't go upstairs. And while she's using the bathroom, she smells fire. She comes upstairs, tells my mom she smells fire. My mom decides, okay, let me see what's going on. And the basement is on fire. The boiler done blew up. And she's trying to get us out the house, right? So my brother's sleeping. He won't wake up. My mom runs back in the house, but she finally gets us out the house. But then we're little, and we only had a t-shirt and panties on. At 9 years old, I know I had a t-shirt and panties on. My brother had just his boxers on. My sister had on the same thing as I had, pretty much. And we're having to go outside in the snow in New York. So now, here we go. The house is on fire. The house is on fire. Come to find out, years and years and years later, well after my mom passed away, and I think my brother only told us because she passed away, so he knew we couldn't tell on him, but he did that. The whole thing happened because of him. He says he didn't mess with the boiler, but at this point, it's just a little too coincidental for me. So now the house on fire. We now living in a trailer in the driveway. This is causing my mom to go even more off kilter because now she's positive somebody's after us. She's positive because look what happened. Somebody came up in the house. They done robbed the house. Even though we can't see nothing missing, somebody was in the goddamn house, right? And then the house done went and burnt down. And it doesn't help that we live in the hood. Like, so it's like right around the corner. Like, we're like a block away from the hood. So it doesn't help that all these people are outside doing nothing all day. We're living in the trailer in the driveway. And while they fix up the house and get the house back together, blah, 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 blah. We're living in the trailer and we're not going to school. This entire time, we only went to school like a handful of times. Like a handful of times in months, a handful of times. So one day, somebody comes knocking on, mind you, don't forget, we had to take that note to our mom. The note had something to do with your kids ain't coming to school. We're at home one day and somebody like knocks on the door, right? I remember looking out the door, seeing like this white lady, but like my mama was like, oh, move away from there, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Don't go that way. Don't let them see you, blah, blah, blah. So I listened. The second time, it's like another day, right? Like not even a week goes by. Somebody else comes knocking on the door. My mom's like, hey, move away from the door. Don't do that. And then she's like, y'all, pack up your stuff. You're going to go to your cousin's house for a little while, right? So we went over to our cousin's house for a while. And so now, while we're there, I think we were there for a couple of months. Okay. Nothing happens. Nobody comes to get us. Nobody's knocking on our door. None of that, right? So, okay. She must have felt great about this. I don't know. Either way, we didn't go to school this whole time. Now, at our cousin's house, we're definitely not in school. So, we get back to the house from our little mini cousin vacation. We get back to the house, and one day, it was June 8th. I'll never forget it because my birthday is June 29th, and it happened June 8th, so it was right before I turned 9. Somebody came knocking on the door, and now, when they knocked on the door, they said my mom's name. Right? So, all the kids in the house, we know the deal. We've done this before. We all go hide, boop, 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 just move away from the thing. Then we hear more knocking. And my mom is starting to like go a little frantic. She's really, really edgy and like going a little frantic, and we don't know what's going on. So now they're still knocking on the door. And now they're knocking really hard and like trying to figure out what's going on. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. So they're continuing to keep knocking, and they're like, I remember the lady said, we're not going away, so you need to open the door. So now we look, the kids go look to see what the hell is going on. My mom is running around the house frantic and like scared looking. So we're like, what's going on? When we go and see, we see that there is there's a couple of ladies outside and a couple of police cars outside. So we're like, Mommy, the police is outside, And so she's like, I know, you guys stay away from the windows, all this, whatever, right? And so we're scared because now she's scared. I don't think I've ever seen her scared before. So I don't really remember how they got in. I just know that it was not willingly. And they came in the house. My mom was like sick. She was like throwing up and like having a manic attack and all this stuff. And I've always been like a trooper. Like, you not about to mess with my mama. You not about to, I'm a soldier. So now here I am, like trying to be like, what are you guys doing to my mom? You know, what's going on? What are you doing to my mom? I'm screaming and howling because my mother's sitting on the couch and they're trying to take us. And my brother is essentially kind of resigned because I feel like at the time he knew more about what was going on than we knew about what was going on. So when we were sitting there, like all this time, my brother knew something really crazy was happening to us or was gonna happen to us. And he just, you know, of course, how does he articulate something's about to happen, right? He's 12 as well. So now here we are. There's police in front of the house. There's all these white people. I'm gonna be honest. When people decide to do foster care and remove children from their homes and stuff, what I will say as a recommendation is, can we please do that with people of their own race? I'm so sorry, but if the children are not accustomed to seeing this kind of thing, then this is even more traumatic. You could agree, you could disagree, but I said what I said. That's how I felt. I remember being like, who are all these white people? And in my life, up until that point, I hadn't really seen white folk unless we were in trouble or some kind of formal thing or something like that. So you should probably put the kids around race that they're more, you know, used to seeing, because I definitely thought we were in trouble, which definitely didn't help the situation at all, because now I'm fighting all these older people. I'm like, get off my sister. My brother's trying to like get me, like, oh my God, S, come on. You know, my family calls me S. So they're like, oh my God, come on. My mom is frantically like, not my children, screaming, not my children. It is a scene. The people, they're trying to drag me out. My youngest sister, poor her, she was just standing around looking like, what do I do? They're trying to get her out. And I'm like, don't you leave with these people. But because I'm telling her, don't you leave, she's not leaving. She's stuck to where she's stuck at. My brother's not leaving without me, and I'm not going nowhere because y'all freaking out my mama, and I'm on top of my mother. So my mother's sitting on the couch and I'm like on top of her. Like when I tell you I'm like holding on to her, I'm holding on to her. Mind you, she done threw up. She's screaming, she's crying, she's going through it. And here I am too. Yup, get off of her, get off my mom. It was this whole horrible scenario, guys. So after, I think there might be a cat over there. Do you hear it? Let's go see. So after what? It's a couple of hours. All of this is happening. They're telling us that we have to pack our stuff. Looking for it, but okay, I think it's in the sewer, and I'm not doing that. But okay, so after all this time, it's like, it feels like hours to me. Now they finally got us in the car and we're on the way to a foster home. No one really explains that to us until we get to the foster home. And they're like, hey, you guys, your mom is really sick. So moving forward for a while, you guys will be here. So, yeah, that's the story of how I ended up in a foster home and never went back home. So, yeah, if you like this story, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hear more of these stories. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, because that did jump around a little bit, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, either way, like, comment, and subscribe. because I got chock full of them. So if you want to hear about what happened after we ended up at the foster home and the treachery, then like, comment, subscribe, and remember to hit that little bell button or whatever that is at the side so you get my notifications when I drop another video, because I'm about to drop another one. So yeah, thank you for coming, listening to your girl, and hanging out with me. That wasn't the best workout, but it definitely was a suitable workout. So yeah, I mean, there's a light sheen of sweat. It's a light sheen. Peace. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with this, because how beautiful is the sky tonight?